For nearly 2 years, COVID-19 has impacted many aspects of our day-to-day life, including the global supply chain. To talk more about the disruption that we're seeing, plus how it could impact this upcoming holiday season, we're joined by JPMorgan's private bank senior markets economist, Stephanie Roth. Thanks so much for being here, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me.
To start things off, could you tell us about some of the complications that we're currently seeing within the global supply chain?
Sure. First and foremost, the issues are related to autos. Auto prices are up almost 40% since the start of the pandemic, and that's related to the semiconductor issues that we're seeing. But it's not just autos. The issues are ranging broad from a lot of types of goods. And a lot of that has to do because goods demand really increased in a big way as a result of the pandemic, and much of those goods came from Asia. So that's a lot of goods coming from a really small garden hose. So what we're seeing is issues at the ports, lots of goods that are waiting to be unloaded. We think they eventually will. But at the end of the day, this is creating challenges, but it's because goods demand is really strong. It's for good economic reasons.
Yeah, and so what impact will that have on this upcoming holiday season?
We should see a really strong spending season. Even if the shelves are a little bit bare, people will buy what they can. A lot of companies have told us they're going to meet demands for customers. That said, if we do end up running out of some goods, you might see some services spending as a result. Instead of buying purses and shoes, you might see some restaurant gift certificates and spa gift certificates. But at the end of the day, consumers want to spend, they have healthy balance sheets, and we expect the holiday season to be really solid this year.
And what are some of the products in short supply that might surprise our viewers?
Sure. Well, first of all, there is limited turkeys, hams, and other types of meat products, also cooking oils. And then the goods shortages range anything from golf clubs to furniture. So it's fairly widespread. And it's a little bit complicated, but these things will eventually resolve themselves. Also, keep in mind, electronics are related to that semiconductor shortage. So electronics, broadly speaking, are fairly much in short supply. Goods are pretty broadly having issues, but I have to say, you also see that within workers. So workers are in short supply when it comes to fast food restaurants and shipping as well.
Yeah. And so what tips do you have for holiday shoppers this year?
Get started early. Shelves are most stocked today, so get started as soon as you can, just because you have the best chance of getting the goods that you need. Keep in mind, you're unlikely to see the discounting that you typically have, so don't wait for the big discounts to hit just because they're unlikely to be as significant as usual.
Yeah, and are there any indicators on when the supply chain might go back to normal?
That's a great question. It depends a little bit on the good. So we're likely to see goods come back online sort of over the course of the next 6 months, and they're not all going to come back online at the same time. So it depends whether it's related to the semi shortage. Certainly autos might take a little bit longer than some of the other goods, but what we are seeing is some of the pricing related to shipping has started to come down, and the port backlogs are getting a little bit better. So at the margin, things are improving, but it might take some time, and it might take until at least after the holiday season, just because that goods demand is really strong right now. But I would imagine at some point in the first quarter, we should start to see a much better situation when it comes to good issues.
JPMorgan's private bank senior markets economist, Stephanie Roth, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.